Okay, looks like we're live on Twitch. I will start with level 1 of Wardner. Just check, I should have set cursor keys. Alright. Have you got a Twitch open at your end?
Yes, I have, mate, yep.
Yep. They're looking good?
Yep. I believe so. Is it coming on? Yeah, there we go. It's coming on. All good.
It's like, so was this a Capcom game?
That's his Tower Plan. Yeah, it's
okay.
one of their few platformer games they made. It's an old favourite of mine because you didn't see it that much in the arcades, especially not in the UK where I was. So I wanted to bring it to the Amiga really as one of the inspirations for it. Yeah, it's just a great little platformer that Toplan did, and a lot of people think it's got a sort of a Wonder Boy sort of platformy sort of style, I suppose, in a way. But I think it's got a lot of unique mechanics, which give it an edge over certain other games, platform games of the era, I think.
I mean, it's not one I'm familiar with myself from back in the day. I don't think I'd heard of it until you had started making this conversion of it.
Yeah, I think I don't know whether in your region it would have been called Pyros. I don't know, because I know it's called Pyros in the States. So I never knew it was called Pyros back then. So back in the day, anyway. But played the Mega Drive version as well, which is okay. It's not brilliant, but it sort of captures the essence of the game. But yeah, I just thought a good home conversion on the old Amiga would be an interesting project to start with, because I've always wanted to make video games, and the Scorpion engines really sort of helped me get into that, if you know what I mean. So it's been great sort of learning it, because starting from zero really. I mean, I've got graphics and art sort of skills, but it's the programming side that I'm really slack on.
I'm glad you're able to get a start with game development with using Scorpion.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, I've dabbled with other things in the past, but could never quite get anywhere with it. But I've tried using Beats of Rage and things like that. I got a little bit with that, but yeah, the Scorpion engines really sort of opened it up for me, I think, to be honest. Yeah. So how's it going, man?
Hey Mixel, welcome to the chat. This one actually reminds me a bit of Alex Kidd.
Yeah, sorry, I meant Alex Kidd and Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. That's what I meant. Sorry,
it's kind of like a hybrid sort of those two.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. 100%. Yeah. It gets very tough as you go as well. I think the shooting mechanics is what Tower Plan sort of because as you go through the game, you can upgrade the shot you've got in the shop, so you can change it from like start with, and you get sort of like a whirly shot, or a shot that goes all the way across the screen, or like and then you can upgrade how many bullets you can fire as well. But I've not got any of that coded in yet. That's next level stuff that I'm going to be doing later, I think. I just want to try and get all the levels done first, and then move into sort of like because he gets like a cloak which works like the suit of armour in Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But I've not got that in there yet, because I was working out whether I was going to add another actor on top of him with just the cloak, or whether I'm going to copy the entire sprite sheet again with the cloak, just to sort of have less actors on the screen. I know make the game a bit more bloated, but it's a trade-off, isn't it? If if it's HD installed, it's not too much of a problem. It's just whether you can get it in the 2 mega memory that I've set myself to get it into, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess there are sort of a few trade-offs with. Oops. I'm not doing very well.
This bit's bloody hard. You can bypass that bit if you want to. You can just walk underneath it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably should do that instead of trying to get every
Whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's the good thing about games like this is it does give you a choice, and so yeah, if you're feeling a bit more daring, a bit more greedy, you can go the harder route.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because there's so many actors on screen in some of the later levels, I'm worried about having an extra cloak actor on the character. So just for performance, because I try not to make it so you require fast RAM, but level 3's turned up to cause a bit of problems with all the flame tiles in the bottom. There's like big lava pits, and they cause a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Jittering when you're moving across the screen. It's like a DMA issue. Yeah, so it might need fast RAM, perhaps, to get it silky smooth. But it still runs okay on just the 2 Mega, so it's not terrible.
I do remember the whoops. Yeah, so I was supposed to have a bit of a gap, or not jump from the very top, because otherwise
so you don't bang your head and drop straight down. Yeah. With the coding I'm doing on level 3, I'm gonna get the checkpoints in there, because it is a bit of a pain in the arse having to go all the way back to start a level, but it is just a demo, so it means you have to complete a level in one go to finish it, if you know what I mean, as a level 1 demo, if that makes sense. But it does give you the basics of the game. I've got to fix that, because that enemy shoots his friends by accident. I've got to turn that projectile into a regular actor, I think, to stop it from killing every enemy or every actor. Didn't know that when I was doing it, but
I usually recommend just using the projectile tag for things that the player shoots. It's not normally needed for something an enemy shoots unless it's for hitting another enemy.
I got you.
Because projectile is basically a way of saying this is an actor that can collide with other actors that are not the player. But something that only collides with the player, it doesn't really need... it
doesn't need that special stuff,
How did you do this this pattern? Is this using the pattern type, or is it some custom code that sets
it's all hard. Yeah, it's all hard coded. I'm literally running variables to switch the patterns. So it's like speed Y minus whatever and speed X minus whatever for however many frames, and then switch to another variable to do the next part of the pattern or whatnot. It's all running on the on timer for that.
Oh, that was scary. When he he froze up for a second, is that for like full damage sort of thing, or?
No, that's a bug. I've not seen that before. Typical. Basically, that's where if he falls too far, during a jump, he then suddenly just drops like a stone. So I think it's a timing issue.
Yeah, so it's like if it was like on the last frame or something.
Yeah. It might just be landing as the timer came off there, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yep. Is there a... we've got a now does this boss lunge at me, or...
Yeah, you got to it won't fire at you yet, so you can just, as long as you shoot him, he won't kill you. As long as you hit him. The later ones fire fireballs at you and stuff. That's it, yeah, you can get closer to him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was level 1?
Yep.
Nice. Well, I have not seen level 3 before, so we will fire that one up next.
So a lot of the enemies don't have the collision yet because I'm still working on it, but you can see the graphical thing, and some of the stuff works quite well. It's just some of the stuff's turned off for testing purposes at the moment because it's just hard to get through the level with it all on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, fair enough. I haven't had any feedback from the chat saying if audio's okay. If anyone's in the chat, please let me know if you can hear us okay, that the volume mix is okay, that it's not like the sound effects and the music aren't overwhelming compared to the voice.
Yep.
Let me just double check. I have. Oh yeah, okay. Mixwell said audio levels are great, so that's good to hear, because I got a bit paranoid for a second that maybe we've been talking this whole time and none of it's going to be on the video. But I think we're all good. Okay, so Wardner level 3.
I didn't fix that palette in time for it. Will if you walk forwards and walk backwards, it will repair. It's just I have to change the palette every so often through the level for the background objects.
Oh, okay, yep.
The starting palette's coloured like that, so I could see which sprites were displaying along the level.
Yep.
It changes on the first checkpoint, so it will go away, the red, blue, green.
Yep. Fair enough. So, so it looks like you're switching from one set of sprites to another set of sprites as we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why you've got the palette changed. So on a different project, I've got a bug which I haven't quite got a solution for, but basically, I think on some settings for AGA, depending on how wide your screen is, things like that, it will glitch one of those sprites.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about, well, we can have the sprites rearranged at runtime so that the one that glitches, is moved further along the screen, and so it's got the time. So there's DMA time for it to render, but I just realized if I implement that solution, that might mess up this game. So I have to think of a different solution. So this is the one where you've got alternate flicking, so that so it's So if we paused it in any one time, we would only see half of these.
That's right, yeah. Because it absolutely streams them down in the arcade version, so I tried to get close to the amount of fireballs in the arcade version by making them flick like that, yeah.
I guess that's the thing about arcade hardware is quite often they just have incredible amount of hardware sprites.
Yeah.
Because you've only got, best case scenario, you've only got 8 hardware sprites on Amiga. Neo Geo, you've got like 380.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beast, the Neo Geo, isn't it? Yeah, same deal with this one, because I haven't programmed the updated Fireball programming for him yet.
Oh, yep.
But that's good. All the parallax works, so
yep.
nothing broke at least.
Yep. Oh, yep. And this is the end of the level.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. Oh, it's looking very cool, and definitely looking forward to seeing the full final game.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Hopefully get it done by Easter, but things always push back because something else to take my interest in. I'll back burner it for a while and I'll do something else. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep, that should be good. Okay, so So we're starting up Sonic the Hedgehog demo.
Yeah.
So do you want to well while it's getting set up, do you want to speak a little bit to
Yeah. So
what this project is about?
Yeah, so this is really just a tech demo because I was talking about doing Sonic in Scorpion a few months back, and I was asking people how you think you might do the bonus stage, for example, which is quite complicated because you haven't got all those sprites to sort of manipulate. So anyway, put it on the back burner because I had lots of other projects I was sort of doing. I'm still doing sort of Double Dragon and things like that. So they were ticking along in the background, and it was literally when Reassembler said he was going to be doing Sonic. It sort of spurred my interest to just see what I could do with Scorpion. Just to see what I could achieve because there's no point me doing it now because he's going to be able to sort of really hone in all the little bits and pieces he's going to need to get everything running as smooth and as crisp as possible on the machine. But I just wanted to see, I wanted to delve into the mechanics and all the nuances of the mechanics and stuff and learn about them and just see what I could do with the Scorpion engine in the Sonic realm, really. So that's what this demo is. It started off just as a graphical demo, and now I've ended up bloody programming loads of other bits and pieces, and doing music and that. So I just enjoy the creative process. So I just kept going with it and until I sort of thought, that's enough. I've got a little bit more to do to finish it. I'll probably have it released sort of end of next week, just before Christmas, and I'll call it a day there. And we'll just wait to see what Reassembler comes up with, I suppose.
Absolutely. Well, we're all rooting for Reassembler to do a good job with it. It'd be really cool to see because I think he promised. He was aiming at stock Amiga 1200 with maybe a version that was for A500.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order, I think.
Yeah. I guess. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches it. But I was thinking, since you've done. This shows that even with the overhead of a generic engine rather than hand coded assembly, it's still
it's still
still
close.
plausible.
It's still close, still plausible, for sure.
Right. I love how the title screen looks about spot on.
Yeah, so that is the green trees. That's it.
Now, hopefully the music works okay this time because I did have problems with music last time, but might it
runs.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So some issue with the audio, with the
that's weird.
Yeah, it could be a bug with the core Scorpion engine itself. Let me just turn volume to. Okay, yeah. So I've turned off the audio. Now, what was the requirements for this? Was this
will what it will run on?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Sorry.
So at the moment, it will run on the stock A1200.
Yep.
And I do have a 16 color version, which isn't in this state at the moment because it was split off like a bit earlier before I did all these other bits and pieces. And that may run on 1.5 meg ECS, but I don't know now because I haven't run it for a while. But this still fits inside the 2 meg A1200. Sorry.
Is this actually running in AGA, running with AGA settings?
No, this is literally 16 pixel wide sprites and 32 colors. Yeah.
So because there were some Amigas that were did have were ECS with 2 meg chip, and there were a handful of games even that would I think Primal Rage was a game that was technically ECS, but it was sold as being AGA because of the 2 meg requirement.
Yeah.
So
and
got the classic waterfall.
Got that working.
Yep. Actually, so is that a palette cycle, I assume, or is it
literally a palette?
Yep.
Literally a palette cycle. Yeah.
Yep.
Literally the 4 colors just rotating round and
round.
Yeah.
Are the colors just for the waterfall, or do they do other things as well?
Yeah, they're just for the waterfall at the moment. I mean, I could sort of set an XY coordinate for them to come on, if you know what I mean. But I didn't need them, so I didn't worry about it at the moment. But because most of all the enemies and everything on the screen, really, apart from the rings, which I run out of colours for, they all use the 32 colour palette. So yeah, you see, I program the bunnies and the things that come out of the enemies when you kill them.
Yeah, I mean, what I really love about this is, how much of those little details are put in. Like, I mean, obviously there were certain things we couldn't do with the physics, and some of that is like, for example, with the slope detection in Scorpion, it's only using like 1 raycast downwards. Whereas the real Sonic physics uses 2, and then I think it like averages them out for the slope. That's a feature I should add to Scorpion at some stage. I don't have it yet.
Mm-hmm. It does occasionally. He was falling through the tiles, but or the blocks. The slopey blocks and stuff, but I just sort of put some solid tiles underneath to make sure it happened. But,
I usually have because you can have a slope block that is completely full, like every pitch full, and those can be quite good just to buffer some of those edges where it it could slip through.
I think if you press, I think it's either C or V on the keyboard, you'll go into float mode, so you can float around the map. I think it's C. I can't remember which way around it is.
Oh, that's cool.
You can mess around with that now, because if you turn it off and on whilst you're flying and hold the keys down, you sort of get funny movements going on.
Yep. It kind of reminds me. I think there are some things that need to work out. Like, I think what's happening there, because we've got a lot of copper moves for rendering that background, and if we go to a certain point where it overlaps the line 256, it's confusing it. But that's something for me to fix in Scorpion itself.
Yeah, sure.
But no, this is a very cool demo project, and thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Now what I was gonna do next is unless there's anything else you wanted to talk to about Sonic or Wardner, I was gonna switch over to working on doing a bit more work on my own project, the Halo Zero.
Yeah, sure, man. I think we've covered pretty much everything for the moment with Wardner and Sonic at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. Is there did you want to hang around for working on Halo Zero?
I could probably stay for a bit, mate. Yeah, we might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Don't let me keep you, but do feel free to stay as long as you want. I'll probably be at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to stay for about half an hour, mate. Then I probably need to go.
Yep. No, fair enough. I was gonna. Okay, so I need to look at some of the sound effects, because I think having the Halo sounds in there is it's going to be really important for the feel. And one of the previous remakes of this game did have hopefully all of the effects I need.
Yeah.
And they're all in MP3 format, which is good because that's one of the supported formats.
Scorpion can convert them. Well, that's good. I didn't know that because I just use WAVs, but
Oh, yeah. Originally, Scorpion only supported IFF files like ADSVX.
Right.
And then yeah, I think sooner or later I decided, well, it's too much of a hassle for people to use Audacity every single time to convert from, like, if they download a sound from the internet, of course it's going to be in WAV or MP3, and so it's going to be a hassle every single time for people to convert that to IF. And of course, that format doesn't work at all on Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Actually, although I think I might have added a converter in the end, so you could use an IFF. But I don't tend to use IFFs anymore anyway, since we've got
Yeah, sure.
support for the main the formats that are common these days.
Yeah, they're much more flexible like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm. Okay, right. So I've got one code block for handling the rifle fire. So it should play the clip regardless of whether it's me shooting or whether it's the Marine. I'll just check where am I spawning from? So, oh yeah, so I'm spawning next to the Marine in the lower level. That should be good for testing that. Now there's a bit of a delay there. I might have to check the file.
That is one thing about MP3s. They have a little bit of silence at the beginning of them as well. I don't know, does Scorpion echo out or...
I might... Well, I'll open it with Audacity. It probably makes sense to change it to Wave anyway. But we'll do just a little bit of audio engineering to see if we can get that...
bit tighter, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was really weird. It's like you know, almost like
you expect the bang when you hit the trigger, don't you?
Yeah. Instead, it's kind of like thunder when it's. Oh yeah, so there's this big, like, almost quarter-second gap at the start.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Let's see where. I don't know if I should just cut it from like there. I'll just see what that sounds like. Try a little bit. Yeah, okay, so well, looks like the actual start of the sound is there. There is a key, I think it's, oh yeah. So if I push Z, that selects, oops. No, okay. So if I push Z, that selects a zero crossing. So what that means is that it finds the closest point where the waveform is at absolute zero. And the reason why that's important, this is something I learned from working at a music school. The reason why that's important is because otherwise, if you're not cutting at the 0 point, it's going to have a bit of a click.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's better, but I'll also change it to wave. And let's get rid of that MP3. We don't need the MP3 anymore. So I think I'm sort of, for this demo, I'm sort of aiming for the same setup as your Sonic demo. So it's not currently using anything AGA, but it's still going to need a bunch of chip RAM because there's a whole bunch of like
A lot of stuff moving around.
Yeah, and they're quite big. They're quite big characters.
Yeah, they're pretty big actually. Yep. Yeah.
I know Mixels has to go. He's got an early flight in the morning. Well, hope you enjoy your flight, Mixels.
Cheers, Mixel. I hope you have a good trip, mate.
Okay. Well, what am I going to do next? There is this. There is some death sounds. Also need a sound for the rifle. When I was testing it just then, for the alien rifle. When I was testing it just then, I noticed the rifle sound was bouncing between my left and right speakers.
Oh yeah,
and it's because you got 4 channels on Amiga, and 2 of them are left and 2 of them are right. And so when you're using when you're playing sound effects, it's going to cycle through them, especially if you've got multiple at the same time. Have you played Halo?
I've only played it like the 3D versions, man. I've never seen this game before, to be honest.
Oh yeah, so this one so that was like an old Multimedia Fusion or Games Factory game.
I had a little dabble with that back in the day. I didn't get very far with it.
Well, it's interesting because Games Factory is Games Factory and Multimedia Fusion are a continuation of the Click and Play line, or Click and Play game developer. Click and Play was made by I'm not sure on the pronunciation. Francis Lionett, who made Amos.
Oh right.
So from what I gather, when he switched from Amiga to Windows, so he made Click and Play, but there was some kind of restriction where he couldn't make some sort of licensing thing where he couldn't just make Amos again. So he made Click and Play, which was completely different. Oops. Because that it sort of has almost like a spreadsheet where you decide, okay, well, what happens when one thing collides with another thing. Some of that I've sort of did inspire me a bit with the design of Scorpion, especially the movement types and being able to set an event when one thing collides with another thing.
Yeah.
In fact,
I'm just wondering, can you reference the collision engine in code at all, or do you have to use those little actor collision box sort of code block bits?
Yeah, there's no way to use the main collision engine within the code blocks. It's all triggered by events.
Yeah,
you can use the melee attack system.
Box. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so, for example, if I go actor, I can go melee, and so I can say this, do a melee attack at this position, this width, and this height, and that's the same as triggering it from the animation system.
I gotcha.
It doesn't have a lot of utility, but there might be some edge cases where it's useful.
Yeah, sure. I just because when I was messed about with that Mortal Kombat thing I was doing, I was trying to reference how to like say if Sub-Zero uppercut Scorpion, How do I
Ah,
get Sub-Zero to react to it and things like that? What does Sub-Zero do when he's done the uppercut, for example, and things like that? I just
mm.
wondered if I could reference the actual melee tags in the code blocks and tell
Ah,
Sub-Zero
so
what
the
to do
the
if
the
he's done a melee. I mean,
so the melee tags you can, because there is just like if I do a condition, so you should have a melee tag. So that will tell you, like when you trigger the melee attack, that will tell you what the tag of the attack was.
yeah.
But you've also got the hurt tag, which is like if you've got multiple hurt boxes for like, say if it does different damage for the limbs or the torso or the head, you can put
Yeah.
those in the hurt tag.
Yeah, it's like for example, if you sweep someone, they fall on the floor, whereas if you punch them, they fall backwards. If you know what I mean, they sort of reel backwards and things like that. So that's what I was kind of trying to work out how to sort of program in because it's convoluted, isn't it, with all those different sort of hit and hurt boxes of a fighting game, for example. It's good to have as much control as you can over the melee and hurt boxes, isn't it?
Mm. Um, we still haven't yet gotten like a full, completely finished, released a fighting game in Scorpion. I think the closest would be MS Malik's Street Fighter 1
Yeah, I think that's pretty
port.
close, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it had actually from memory, I think it might have had every single character in the game. I'm not sure why that wasn't finished, but it did seem to be pretty close to the finish line.
Yeah, I think the last
And
I downloaded his demo off of or his repository on GitHub, I think it was, and it loads Sagat, but then it sort of I think there's like a memory crash or something at the end, and maybe hasn't fixed it or sorted it out yet. I don't know.
yeah,
Something like that happens.
there were some issues when I was implementing the memory caching system. Hopefully, it's a lot more reliable now.
Yeah, I'd like to see him finish that because it did look pretty spot on, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I just realized a couple of things with so I've got project rate is 48Ks. Now that's going to be pretty big on the memory usage. So I'm going to take that down to 11K. I think that's enough for most.
Most sounds, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll need to do that with the rifle shot. The other thing I should have done is I should have downmixed to mono. It doesn't really matter because have I still got? Looks like I've still got some silence at the start. It doesn't really matter because in Scorpion it does downmix the mono anyway, but it's probably good to just have it as far as
have it as close as you need it before you import it into Scorpion, and you know it won't change much when it gets compiled. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just a question about the volumes.
Yep.
If you trigger a sample and set the sample volume, will that override what you set the sample volume in the global setting at all, or will that scale? Will that scale with that global volume setting?
Well, that will so there's only one sound volume variable in Scorpion Engine, and when you so that sticks, so that if you change it, then all of the sounds are going to be at that volume, and that it's sort of designed for like so say if you had a settings menu where you had like a sound slider, you could control that, and that basically just controls the because Paula has like a I think it's 0 to 64 volume setting, and that variable just controls that. But most of the time it plays it at full volume. What I mean like that is like so for example, if I've got two sound effects and I wanted one to be quieter, I would normally edit the sound effect to be quieter rather than changing the volume settings at real time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Typically, although maybe with a game like this, there might be some utility in making it so that like an enemy that's like a little bit off screen has a quieter shot or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'll add the enemy. I'll add the enemy shot sound. Actually, what I really should be doing is adding it as part of the animation. So if I can go, yeah. So if I end up changing how it works in code, at least
that'll always be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound. That's a weird little glitch. Might need to look into why volume is a little bit longer than the rest of the UI. Don't know how I didn't notice that before.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, and I just need to do the same for the for the Marines. So I've got 2 of them I need to do. Change that to sound. Hi, Doxter.
Hello, Doxter, mate.
Alright, let's do top attack. I just need to add. Okay. And I wanted to add. We have 2 sounds for. We've got 2 death sounds. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to trim this one down a bit because
it's quite a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that samples can be the biggest thing in your project if you don't make sure to trim it all down. There was one project that I was looking at recently where the second biggest thing, after compilation, the second biggest thing was a single sample.
Yeah.
That was just below the graphics and just above the code. So there was this one sample took up more space on the cartridge than the entire code base.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. There was effects tracks. Here I was supposed to stereo down to mono. I've set that to 11K. Actually, it looks like I can trim more silence off.
Yeah, sometimes I trim the fade off and then fade part of the sample off as well, just to shorten it. Another thing I do as well is I speed the sample up slightly, like either a couple of octaves or so, and then you just activate it on a lower register, and then it plays at the normal speed, so it just crunches it down a little bit more as well.
Oh, that's clever! I never thought of that before.
Yeah, it does save some space. Yeah, I think some of the sound effects in the Sonic demo have been pitched like 6 semitones up, so they're like 30% smaller than like the original sound length.
I think that sort of optimization is squeezing everything down as far as possible is really important. I think one of the unfortunate things about Scorpion is that it makes it so easy that God, I hope that didn't sound vain, but it makes it so easy that it kind of seems like optimization might not be so important, or just throw everything at the engine and let the engine handle it. But we still have all of the limitations of the Amiga or all of the target platforms. So you really do need to make it for the hardware rather than just sort of make it as a generic game and then hope the hardware handles it.
I hope it'll run. Yeah, no, I had to do a lot of tweaking with Sonic because I was running out of memory for the 2 meg, the 2 meg stock machine quite a lot. So, I was using slices, like slice to get things down and things like that. You got to be careful with the sliced, I know, because it
harms
things
performance,
slow, doesn't it? But it was only for things like logo screens and that, just to reduce because the other thing you got to worry about as well is memory fragmentation, isn't it? Where if you're loading certain assets in, you get blocks where you might not have enough solid blocks to load an asset in or whatnot and things like that. So
that's memory fragmentation's become more of an issue sort of with this round of Scorpion, in part because of so I've implemented this caching system. So the idea is if you reload a level and you happen to have enough memory that level is still in memory, it will load it instantly rather than touching the disk. But that does mean that that has meant that sometimes bits and pieces all over memory, there's enough memory overall to load the next thing, but there just is not enough just not enough in any one block. So one of the things I did recently was I added a code block, it was called something like memory free, which it unloads every level and unloads every asset bundle.
That's cool.
And there's a harder version that also clears the cache. And so the point of that is like it's kind of like packing a box. Like if there's stuff already in the box, then you might not be able to add everything you want to it. But if you take everything out of the box, then you can put it all back in the order, make it all fit. So that it should be pretty close to being, defrag or memory fragment proof if you run that before you run your loads.
Yeah. Because that's what I was doing. I had to. I organised it so that certain assets would load at certain points, and I could get all the way through the demo. Whereas if I did it a different way, when I exited the demo and looped it round again to go from the title screen again, it wouldn't load the main level, like the music. Because the music's quite big in it. I didn't optimise the music, but I didn't have time to sort of redo all the music again, sort of with the smaller samples and that. So I had to just make do with that. But that would be handy, man, especially if you got like large assets. And you're riding the edge of the spec for what you're targeting. It's handy to have something where you can just clear that. Yeah, for sure. It's always good to push the limits, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like especially when using asset bundles. Like it's not so bad with like if you're just like if you've got everything in your main project, all of your graphics just part of the main project, so they load when the project loads. But if you're very fine grained with saying like say if you've got an enemy that's only on level 1 and level 3 but not on level 2, then you can put that enemy in an asset bundle, and so that will save that little bit more memory on level 2. But if you've got a lot of asset bundles and you're loading and unloading them randomly, then it can get fragmented very quickly. Which is why I definitely recommend, like, if you're switching from one level to another level, always do a complete clear of all of your asset bundles. Just fresh start, and then it's a lot less likely to run into those crashes from memory fragmentation. I don't know that is the right sound for that gun, but I guess I can compare later with the actual Halo.
Yeah.
Let me just check. That should be plasma rifle. We'll see how that sounds. It might sound a bit weird, so even if it is the right sound, I might substitute it with something. See, I thought it had, because that sort of is like a whoosh sound. I thought that particular rifle had, was sort of a bit of a sharper sound.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. You got like is that like an AI Marine that follows you around in the levels?
Yeah. I can. I could talk real quick to that. Did I make some? Okay, so I didn't make a sound for him to die, so that's one thing I need to fix. So that would be I'll use the Master Chief sound. And so that is supposed to play that sound. I'm not sure if it played it at the right time, but I can loop back to that. And then the other one was the Master Chief. Oh, yeah, I didn't have any sounds. Oh, actually, I just realized there. Yeah, there may be an issue with sorry, I just realized what would be causing a bug where it might be playing the same sound effect for all of them. I'm just gonna add a I am gonna add a blank animation. It's quite a satisfying sound. Okay, so I've got this corpse object, and that's meant to be used for like everything that dies. But the problem is it plays this animation by default. In fact, I'm gonna.
It's launching that sound. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, so it's launching that sound before it switches to the correct animation.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll make sure it just only has this blank animation. And so when it spawns this, it should immediately switch to the correct animation it's meant to be.
I gotcha. Yeah.
But yes, so with this Marine, I've got this very simple AI that does like it tries to see if there's any enemies, and if it can see them, it stops moving and it starts shooting.
Oh, that's cool.
And otherwise, if it can't see any enemies, then it will move towards the player if they're beyond a certain distance.
Width. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Oops. A blank is no frames. I thought. Okay, got to add that blank frame. Okay, we've got a question from Thermal Monkey. Hi, Iraq. Trying to see if there's a way of using music from a Mega Drive version of my game in my Amiga version. Thanks for any info you have on this. I don't think there's an easy way to convert music from Mega Drive to Amiga. I think a lot of people that do like like tracker music or chip music are familiar with multiple systems, so one might be able to someone familiar with it might be able to convert it for you.
Yeah, it depends how the Mega Drive music's written, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What format its source is in.
yeah, that's the other thing. Mega Drive music is typically composed in, I think, VGM, which is like it's actually like it's sort of like a way of specifying exactly what each of the sound registers does, as I understand it. So it was originally designed, I think, for ripping music, so you could rip music from an emulator in this VGM format, and then these VGM files you can actually play them back in Scorpion. And I think like Deformask and some other tools, you can natively write VGM files. I don't really have any real advice for converting from that to ProTracker.
Yeah, I think
almost.
the way I do it,
Yep.
I literally export each channel of the VGM file into a separate wave, and then you literally have to cut out all the instruments, and you got to reprogram the entire track in ProTracker. But I don't know if Deformask or a Furnace, for example, can if the Mega Drive music's written in that, I don't know whether those can be at least converted to have all the notes in the right area of the tracker. So then all you would have to do is then reassign the samples. Perhaps I don't know whether that's possible. It's something maybe to look into, because that would be quite handy anyway to know that. That's something I might have a little look at.
Okay, so Firm Monkey says I can use Deformask and export it as wave, but turning it into mod is giving me issues. It seems knowledge of Amiga is basically zero. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, so when you convert it to mod, it's not going to have the samples. I don't know what your issue is with what happens when you convert it to mod, but really a mod file is basically made up of what notes and what effects are going to be sort of played. But whereas the Mega Drive uses the synth chip to generate the sound, the Amiga uses samples, so every sound is generated from a sample waveform. There's no specific signal chip in the Amiga, so you have to use samples for each sound.
I did actually have some success converting the other way, converting from Amiga to Mega Drive. One of the audio, one of the audio drivers for Mega Drive uses MML format. So it's kind of like writing sheet music in a text file.
Right.
And so what I was able to do with ProTracker is, well, the ProTracker sources, I was able to rip each of the individual samples and then convert it to that format. And then it gave pretty reasonable results on quite a few, like the Project X title screen. It did a reasonable job with that on Mega Drive. But I didn't really do too much with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't support, because, I mean, ProTracker has dozens of effects. I didn't support all of them, just sort of the really important ones, like like the different fades.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do a little bit of work on a HUD. Unfortunately, I'm not really much of an artist, so I'm going to have to hack this through. I did some calculations to work out because I wanted like a little top HUD and a little bottom HUD, and with the panel gaps and everything, I think 16 is how tall my top panel has to be. Except so I'm running this as 320 wide, so I should have this as 320 wide. Let's change the grids to 8x8. Also, yeah, so with the Mega Drive, of course, everything on the UI is 8x8. So I want to try to keep this compatible across all of the platforms.
Yeah, that's something I need to delve into. Actually, is trying to export some of my projects onto the different platforms that you support, just to get a bit of an understanding of them. Because I've only really touched the Amiga at the moment.
Yeah, I think. Just check. Was that there 8 there? Okay. I think, as I mentioned for Sonic, I did do a build of your Sonic Amiga project for Mega Drive. Just sort of, I think you said Ouroboros.
Ouroboros, yeah.
Ouroboros, yeah.
Snake that eats his.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I do kind of like silly little things like that. Like I had a Zelda demo for Scorpion at one point, and then because I had to try that on Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be very programmer art, but hopefully, if I get an artist on this project, I can get them to. Well, this could be like a template, like showing this is how have to lay out the UI if they're able to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Improve it. So okay. So there's 8 things of health. Well, I'll try not to spend too long on this because it's not very interesting watching me push pixels around. But I want to try to get the HUD working at least as far as having some the health and the shield, because that's very important to the Halo experience. At least the Halo 1 experience. I think the later games got rid of health completely, and then it was just the shield. In fact, I think the new Halo remake, the Halo campaign evolved. I think they're getting rid of health for that.
All right. I haven't played the later ones to be honest, but that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong about that, so take that with a grain of salt. And then sort of like a vase shape. This is going to be completely wrong. That's okay. Yeah. I suppose that's the important thing. I guess I haven't really got that many pixels to push, but okay, so and let's I gotta decrease that to 256 colors. I always decrease to 256 colors rather than 16 because I don't like working with 16 color PNGs. It's just a pain, and we don't really need it either because Scorpion will know that even if it's a 256 color PNG, I might only want 4 or 8 colors or whatever.
Look, mate, I think I'm gonna have to go off now, mate.
Yep, no worries. Well, thank you so much for joining us on stream. It was really nice playing Wardner and checking out Sonic and yeah.
Cheers, man. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. And yeah, have a good evening.
Too, take care, guys. Have a good stream. Yeah. See you later.
Later. Bye. Okay. Well, I better chat. Hi, Amiga Kemi. Welcome to the chat. This game I'm working on. I'm hoping to get a demo out by Christmas. It probably won't be a probably won't be Christmas themed. Though I did wonder if maybe I could do a level where Master Chief has like a Santa hat or something. I don't know, but yeah, if I can think of a way to make it Christmas, I'll submit it for your Amiga Christmas tree. And Thermal Monkey asked if there's a 32 sample limit for Amiga. No, you can have as many samples as you want. You can only have 4 channels. Oh, actually, sorry, 32 sample limit for Amiga. That might be a limitation on ProTracker. I believe different ProTracker variants had different sample limits. If you, yeah, I guess 32 samples per song, that might be about as far as you can go. So, yeah, I don't know. You may need to talk to a sort of ProTracker expert about what you can and can't do. Anyway, so I was just getting this top HUD sorted out. All right, let's set that as a top panel. We've only got 3 colors there. I might increase that in future. Okay, let's oh, and I need to actually load that panel. So let's add that to the level. Oh, no, I don't think you scared off anyone, Cammy. It's always great to have you here. I think everyone appreciates it when you're here. RetroRic did have to go because it's in the UK it's getting quite late there, and he did have a few things he needed to do. Okay, so we've got the top HUD, but of course it doesn't do anything yet. Let's okay, so I want to grab this bit to use as my shield overlay. Actually, I should trim that. Oh, actually, no, I shouldn't trim that because it needs to be a multiple of Needs to be a multiple of 8 so that it doesn't cause any problems on a Neo Geo Mega Drive. So I'll leave it like that. And let's call this shield. And that will be a bar, of course. And let's select I need to make a variable for it. Let's get rid of that. Don't need any of that anymore. I think I was just testing something. I need a variable called shield display. So that's not going to be the actual shield amount. It's just going to be sort of rounded so that it scales this bar. Actually, I can actually use the no. What I should do is if I set no, I'm not going to have the. I'm just going to call the shield. Oops. And then if I go set shield, I still need to set a bar image. So if I go that, I need to save that because that is no longer filled in by default. So I should be able to line that up to that looks right. And then the max value is 75 because that's the maximum amount of shield the Master Chief has. Hmm. I need to do a health one, so that will be 75. And I will need to change it so that it's the player's health. And I'm going to go well, okay, so I need to subtract from the shield. So I'm going to go shield is minus projectile health. Then I need to add a condition, so if the shield is below 0, so if the shield is less than 0, then we want to return the shield to 0 because the shield should never go underneath 0, but we want to update the health, and the health will be plus the shield because that will be since shield will be negative, that's going to decrease from the health. And then I'll go if health is less than 0, then we handle the player being killed. Flubber said JMD did mention 32 sample limit when asked about putting the Fantasy Zone music into one mod. Yeah, I think that yeah, I think there are different variations of Pro Tracker that allow different numbers of samples, but the default de facto standard would be 32 as max. Okay, so I'm just going to test that this works. So hopefully I should see I've got full shield. And then that should go away as I get hit. Yep. Oh, but it's going the wrong direction. I think I've got right to left. Let me just try changing that. Yeah, so it's supposed to be supposed to start from the left and go to the right, not the other way around. So hopefully that will fix it. Yep, that's looking better. Okay, so health is a separate thing. Now health is I need to do it in a different way because it can't be as a bar because it's not a bar. It's in these individual counters. So I'm gonna grab this and then I will save that as health. And then yep, I have to change all of those to that. Okay, counter. Hello, MA1UC. Welcome to the chat. MA1UC says, I like the idea. Unfortunately, I still don't understand how programming works in your engine. No, that's fair enough. It is a little bit esoteric, but I think the best way to learn is to just sort of dive into some of the simple project samples and just get an idea of what does what. The simplest thing you can do, of course, is if you make a map, you can then on your startup code block you can load the map. Hi Zuper Dan, welcome to the chat. All right, now I need to set. I do need to have a variable for health display because that has to be from up to 8, and use health display. I need to set the image, and the max value should be 8. And that doesn't have right to left tick, so that looks about right. There we go. Okay. So we've got that. I need to do a little bit of math here so that when we get hit by the when we get hit when we're already we don't have health, we need to recalculate this. So that has to be a ratio. This. Okay, I think I got it. So I think it should be health times 75. Actually, no, I don't need those there. Okay, so if I multiply the health by 75 and then divide it by 8, in fact, I can, just to make it a little bit more efficient, instead of dividing by 8, I can do a right shift of 3. So that, oh, no, I got that around the wrong order. So I need to multiply it by 8 and then divide it by 75. So I'll just make sure that so I got that correct. So if I'm at full health, so that's 75, and then I multiply that by 8, and then divide that by 75. Yep. Okay. So that should be as expected. I'll just see how that works. Yep. That looks like that's working. I need to have the recharge. So that's that is of course an important thing of the the point of Halo mechanic is that your shield doesn't just dry up and then you can never use it again. It comes back after, I think, 4 seconds. So I might as well add it to the top handler. So that's the code that handles the Master Chief's torso. So I can add the shield handling to that. I'll add a field called shield delay and set that to 0. And then, actually, I should be doing this in Visual Studio. So if I go to, let's just get rid of all these things. In the top, so I can go if shield is less than 75. I shouldn't really be using numbers like that. I should be using constants, but oh well. So if shield is less than 75, I'll just make a note that if we are damaged, and we'll go if shield delay is greater than 0. We'll go shield delay -1. Else, we'll go shield +1. I don't know if that's the right recharge rate. It might be closer to 2 or 3, but we'll see how it feels. That's the important thing. Of course, the other thing is I need to actually set so that when we get hurt, so I am going to go set field delay equals, my logical FPS is 25. So I've set it to 100. That should be about 4 seconds. Let me just check that. Delay 100. Okay, we'll give that a go. Actually, before I do that, just want to make a couple of might just get rid of the corners there. I don't know. I really need to get an artist to look at this project and help with these this bit here in particular, because I don't really have source art that I can make fit with this. I also didn't want to make it like, I know in the original game it's sort of all slanted. I didn't really want to do that here if I could avoid it, but it may be necessary to make it look good. Okay, it doesn't look like it's recharging. So I haven't got full shield, but it's not coming back. Oh, now actually this should be the first thing that gets run, because I do have a condition here that says that directs away from this code block. So if I run it at the start, that's not going to be redirected. Oh, no, of course that's supposed to be set. Okay, so that will be the problem. Whoops. Unknown variable, shield delay. Did I spell it wrong? What code block did it say? Handler top, line 4. Ah. Sorry, I'm not very focused today. Not as focused as I should be. There we go. So that felt about right with the delay. But of course, it's not going to really feel like Halo until we've got the sounds in there. Before I go any further, I'm just going to check my build log just to see what sort of memory we're burning, because some of those samples are pretty big and there's a lot more to put in there. Okay, so we've got a bit more than half a meg of chip, so we're definitely not going to be able to run this on stock A500. But as far as total goes, it's just over a meg, so a target of 2 meg ECS might still be or stock A1200 might still be viable. Some of the stuff I might so I might need to see what I can do to trim down the map graphics. Maybe I could cut down the buffer size a bit. I'll have to come back to those. Right. Anyway, so I need the shield effect. So going back to yeah, I think maybe it really does need to be slanted to to give the proper effect, but later. I might just, when I'm implementing this side, I might just have like maybe not the visual indicators, just sort of the like the ammo count. Okay, so we've got the shield recharging. That one's quite long. That's probably going to be one of the biggest sound effects. Let's down mix that. Mono. Let's trim that off the end and then trim that off the start. So 1.5 seconds. It's not super long, but it's going to be at least maybe 20 kilobytes of music memory. Flibble says wasn't paying attention, assuming you were using a panel for the status info. Yeah, so that is what I'm working on. That's what I've got so far, and I'll do something. I'll do something like that for the other side. But I don't think I'll do ammo in the stream. I want to get the shield working. So that's the shield recharge. And what I can do is so if we've just reached the end of the should be doing in here. So if shield delay equals 0, so double equals 0, we've just hit the end of the shield recharge time. Then we want sound, and then shield recharge. Yep, that sounds about right. But I do need to have a sound for Flibber is saying assume it is 8x8 pixels per element. Yes, so I'm designing this as a cross-platform game, so I do want this on Mega Drive, I do want this on Neo Geo, and both the Mega Drive and the Neo Geo have 8x8 UI layers, so I'm trying to keep to that grid. But if I get a artist involved, they might come up with a way where they can do slanting and still have it sort of fit with that 8x8 8x8 grid. Now I think health low is the sound effect I want for excuse me. Damage to mono. I'm not playing on a loop. Okay, so it definitely does need to be trimmed because it's got a lot of silence at the start. It doesn't sound right when it's looping. Let's try that. That's a little better. That will have to do. We can always tweak it later if we need to. And this is not technically for health, it's for shield. But we don't play it like we only play it when the shield is completely out. We don't bother playing it when we don't bother playing it when the shield is like halfway. Now I'm going to set the repeat delay to 0.43. And then all I need to do is if I add another condition here, which is just if shield equals 0, then I just want to do sound shield low. So that should play that sound. It wasn't quite right. It was. Thought I set it to. Oh, did it not? I thought that repeat delay was in the seconds. It might be in frames. So, yeah, I think that might be the issue. Yep. Okay. So that's easy enough to fix. So, so since it's in frames, I can go 43 0.43 times 25. Let's make that 11 frames. Whoa. Okay, that was something I need to fix with the where is the set that to none. That yeah, so that corpse I think was inheriting the Marine's movement up the slope. Oh, I think the other thing is priority. So everything else can be priority 0. And hopefully that will prevent it from being interrupted. Although, actually, I can't remember which way priority is on PT player, so I may need to reverse that. It's almost there. I didn't hear the recharge sound for some reason. Oh, possibly because the health low was overriding that. So I need to set shield recharges even higher. Okay, that's better. I get. Okay. Well. I've added most of the things that I wanted to do for the stream. Basically, just get the shield and the UI working. I'm just wondering if it's worthwhile adding a melee attack to the. Oh, actually, I remember something I want to do. No, I won't add the melee attack this week, but I do want to add some splash damage effects. Let's have a look. So we've got. Okay, so that must be the plasma grenade. I don't know if this one here is supposed to be used for that plasma rifle. Oh, and it does have there is UI here in this version, but it's it is a bit blurry, so I won't use that. Okay, well let's grab the bullets to begin with. There's probably no reason why I can't just use that effect for those blue plasma bullets. Okay, so what is... I'm assuming this is a constant size sprite sheet, so that will be... It's 115 divided by 5, so 23. So that would be 23 by 26. Unfortunately, this one is a bit alias, so that might look a little bit weird. Actually, do they have those effects in this? Maybe they don't. They do have the grenade effects. I don't think they have the effect for shot hitting. No, that's alright. I will work with what I've got. And then, what did I say it was? 115 divided by 6. No, 115 divided by 5 is 23. Okay, so... I just want to get the sprite sheet aligned before I rescale it. And this will be scaled down to 16 by 16, so that will be pretty good for the for performance reasons. Now that's something I definitely want to get an artist to tidy up at some stage, but for now it doesn't matter so much. Oof, that looks not great, but it's okay. We'll alright, paste that as a new image. Oh, let's get rid of all that, and then let's resize that 5 times 16. So resize that down to 80. 80 by 16. Perfect. Then we just want a pixel resize. Yeah, hopefully that will look okay in game. Actually, I'll put it in the projectiles folder. Actually, no, I should keep that separate. This impacts. Five columns, one row. Yeah, that looks a bit that doesn't look great. So we'll need to fix that at some stage, but move that over a couple of pixels. Back one. And I'll have this destroy at the end of it. I'll create a new actor for it. Actually, no, let's not stick with that name. We want to just going to call it a bullet hit. That is going to be a none. And then I just need to spawn that somehow. Okay, so I need to so the bullet hit is going to be spawned at the Y position. I probably want to add a bit of randomness to it, but I'll just spawn it in the middle of the actor, but on the Y position of the rifle. I'll just see what that looks like. New. Oh, that should be like new position. Oops. Now, what is that variable? Oh, it'll be just new X. I don't need to have position and then just new X. Let's see what that is. Okay, so a couple of problems. One is I need to limit this so it's only one at a time. I didn't actually see it. Oh, now the recycle. Let's just change its trash. I'm gonna set that to foreground, or actually no, not foreground, but not. So the front of the midground. So what I suspect might have been happening is that the shot was spawning, but it was spawning behind the enemy. Oh, okay. Well, that was weird for a couple of reasons. It didn't seem to fix anything. So I've got the max the entity set as 1. I have got recompile game on. Hit. Oh, no spawn if too many. Okay, so and I should double check my logic. No, that is really weird. I don't know what's going on there. So it does appear to be spawning it, but I can't see it. And it's not honoring the limits of the actor. It's like... Oh, I know what the problem is, because that's going to change the new pointer. So we need to... Let's change that to a go sub. So go to kill new. And then so we should be able to use that. Okay, so that was messing that up. So that was one thing. Yeah, so using the same pointer for a couple of different things. It was with the order of that, it was getting mixed up. See if that's any better. Yep, that looks pretty good. That looks better than I thought it was. But there's no... It needs some randomness to it. So, let's add a delta Y. I should be editing in here, so let's go back to our fire rifle, and I am going to go set delta X equals... Actually, can't remember the commands for dice roll, so I'm going to roll into just dice, and then I want the minimum side is going to be like -8 with 16, and then it needs to save it into delta X. And then the same way for delta Y. So that gives us random variables from should be -8 to +8. And then I just need to go here, it will be delta X, and that will be delta Y. That should give it just a little bit of randomness. Yep, okay, so that's looking alright. I was going to look at this... I need to do the same thing for this... Oh, actually, I'm going to turn that off. So no spawn of too many. So that prevents a spawning of one if the other one hasn't finished. What I'll make it do is I'll just make it replace it. So that should give a bit of a nicer effect. And then when that's done, I will see if I can add one effect to the Covenant plasma, and I will leave it there. Yeah, I think that looked reasonable. So I I didn't hear the shield sound. Maybe it was just because I was killed too quickly, but I should have heard that sound for when I was when my health was out, or my shield was out. It might have been just too much of a delay on it. Okay, no, I won't worry about that. That's a relatively minor issue. Now that looks like it's actually the same, just with the the colors changed. I'm just going to shift this around on the color wheel a bit. Where is it? Adjust color. Do I want red, green, blue, or yeah? Let's tweak this a bit. So if let's change that to blue for the plasma rifle. So plasma hit impact, or plasma hit import. So I did into 5, 1. Right. Change that. Turn off all the directions except that one. Make it nice and easy. I'm gonna make code that does that position randomization on the first frame, because I don't want to have this for every single effect. So what I will do is I will just oh, now that needs to be that needs to have extension, and then I can just go or actor position is actor x plus delta x, actor y plus delta y. Nice and simple. And so I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. And then for my on spawn, I can do randomize offset. And I can also do randomize offset. Oh, don't need. How is my memory looking now? Okay, so that's yeah, that's still looking okay. Not actually using any AGA fetch modes. I probably should. Oh no, I am using it fetch mode 3. So performance on A1200 should be reasonable, but on lower than that, it's like even on a an ECS machine with a O20, it's not going to be as fast as an AGA machine. I just want to check that my randomize offset still works. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I just need to do one for the hit projectile. Actually, I'm going to make some changes here. So I'm going to put prevent collision just to make sure that it doesn't have. I need to align that as well. I need to make sure that it doesn't trigger any further collisions effects once it's been hit. Oh, now that needs to have destroy actor. Okay, and so if I go hit projectile, I think I can just change that to instead of spawning something new. Oh no, I do need to spawn a new I do need to spawn the actor. So if I go level spawn actor, and then I'm going to spawn the plasma rifle hit as projectile X and projectile Y. Yeah, the reason why I need to spawn it as a new thing is because it's the on spawn code block that sets the random position, and I'll need to do that here as well. I should really have some shared code for handling doing the same thing in both places, but I'll see how that looks. Oh, okay, that was weird. Okay, so why did the Master Chief die and immediately come back there? Probably something to do with the set as new. Okay, so yeah, it's because this is upsetting it. All right, let's put that here because yeah. So basically, this is spawning a new actor, and then that was upsetting this code where it sets the Master Chief as the new actor. So if we rearrange that a bit, that should fix it. Flibble did mention the bullet case from the yeah, so there's this bullet, or the bullet shell in the original game. I could try to add that in. I think it might be a cool effect. I'll make that a tiny bit smaller. I'm not going to go through the full rescaling, but I'll take out that middle row. Let's combine that, and then I might take 2 rows from there and bring that. And so that's got to be under 8, 4 by 8, 4 by 7. Okay, well that will do. So that's approximately the same scale everything else is. It doesn't matter if it's not 100%. I don't think I'm going to overwhelm the game with. I might just have one at a time, like with those impacts. Just going to call this shell or case. Oh no, case. And then that might be a good good place to wrap things up. I'll have prevent collision on that as well. It doesn't need to collide with anything. I'm gonna make a copy of this actor because that's got the it's got the platform settings set. But we don't want any of that. I'm just gonna have it. In fact, I'm gonna change this to no, I'll just have it destroy, and all of this is going to be. I think the original game rotated the bullet, or rotated the empty case, but I'm not going to do that here. Obviously, I don't need that massive collision box. I just need a little collision box, and so that will destroy when it hits the floor. I want the recycle mode as trash. I am just going to have one of these, one at a time, and now if I go to my I don't want the marine chute, I want the master chief chute, and then I can go I want to spawn and spawn the case. So that's about the direction no. That's about the direction I want. Maybe, yeah, I can always tweak that. And I probably don't even want it going that fast, but I'll just see what that looks like. Okay, so a few things I'll need to fix here. One is I will need to set that in the... I'll just increase that to 3. And maybe I do want to rotate it. No, rather than just having it come straight up. Yeah, okay, so I think it needs to be flung back faster. So 4 might be a bit extreme, but I'll see what that looks like. I'm going to change that position. I think it looks a bit weird having it pop up the top. It really should be coming out of the gun, I guess. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's something I can tweak as I go. Might even be a effect I want to turn off for like maybe make it an AGA only effect. Right, let's can I copy and paste them here? Yes, I can copy and paste them here. So I will copy that event. I want to put that into the Marine to do the same thing. I need to adjust the position. About I guess it doesn't matter so much so long as it's about in the middle of the gun. And with that active count of max of 3, it does mean that it's going to, if we're both firing at the same time, it's going to show fewer from each gun. But I think that'll be all right. Well, we'll see what it looks like anyway. Most of the time, you won't sort of have a companion. Right, I'm going to try that one more time. I'll just see what it looks like for the Marine, and then we've gone nearly 2.5 hours, so I think it's about a good time to wrap up. So I'll just rely on the Marine to shoot. I'll just see what. Yep. Okay. So yep. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it for the day. Thanks for everyone for joining. I always raid someone, so let's see who is raidable today. Oh, well, I'll raid Tigzode again. He's playing Breathless, which is a very interesting first-person shooter for Amiga. So I'm going to kick off the raid now, and hope to see you all over there.